Hey man, I'm gonna do this topic on Canelo Alvarez. I'm seeing headlines that he's basically out here crapping on Bud Crawford's resume, saying he only fought one person, which is Errol Spence. Errol Spence was on a lot of people's pound for pound list before that fight happened. And I'm gonna say this about Canelo, man. This guy was born a ducker. Um, he wants to pick apart Bud's resume. But if you really analyze Canelo's resume, this guy he fought some good names. But then when you look at the timing of a lot of these good wins that he got against these good name fighters, a lot of them was past their prime. All you gotta do is go back and look. Not to mention, Canelo Alvarez has a draw with an absolute bum. Okay, and if I was gonna choose somebody's resume that I would rather have, I would rather have no blemishes at all, no losses, no draws. You know, and I get it, Canelo, you lost to some good fighters. You lost to Floyd Mayweather. You lost to Dimitri Bivol. There's no shame in that. A lot of people even felt you lost to Triple G in the first fight. Some people even felt like the second fight you lost to Triple G. But Triple G is a hell of a fighter as well. But you have a draw with an absolute bum, bruh. Okay? And Crawford don't have no draws, no losses, man, at all. Okay? And the fights that people been wanting Canelo to fight, you haven't gotten in the ring with these guys, man. Um, for the longest time, people have been wanting to see you fight David Benavidez. And Crawford hasn't made no excuses about the big fights that fans want to see him fight. Okay? Boxing fans want to see him face Jermell Charlo to potentially become three-time undisputed. This is before you got in the way. You know, Crawford had his eyes set on Jermell way before you. But I feel it's kind of strategic because I think you a jealous dude, Canelo Alvarez. You know, you're jealous that Crawford has surpassed you legacy-wise. He's two-time undisputed, the first guy to ever do it. And he was on his route to become three-time undisputed until you got your little fruity ass in the way, you know. And then you're also jealous that you were once considered the number one pound for pound in a lot of people's eyes, but you're just not that good, man. You're not good enough to keep that number one spot. But Bud Crawford is at the number one spot. So a lot of people in the boxing world, uh, former fighters, analysts, boxing fans consider Bud number one. And I think you feel some type of way, Canelo, because you have slid down that list, man. You probably at number five, number six, somewhere down there, bro. Real rap. And I just think it's jealousy. And this is why you done got yourself in the mix trying to pull Jamel up for the payday, you know, because you knew Crawford was going to crap on your legacy. You know, he was on his way to become three-time undisputed. Also, we know that you have had issues with slick Black American fighters, man. Floyd embarrassed your ass. Okay, you have been running like hell from the one that they call "It's Me Again," Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. This is not no lie. This is not no cap. This is all fact. You have the same thing that you saying about Bud Crawford. You fought with nobody. And we heard this before. You fought with nobody, man. Get the fuck out of here. It seems like you got that energy with Bud Crawford now because you worried about that smoke, ain't you? Okay. Now, as me as a person, personally as a boxing fan, I don't really want to see Crawford go up to 168 because I just think that he's at a huge advantage weight wise. But when I keep thinking about it, you had a weight advantage over Floyd too. And Floyd made you look like a little child, little elementary kid in there, man. Like somebody who just started boxing. And maybe you concerned about that because now people are promoting Bud coming up to 168 to fight you. So you thought you was taking the shine and attention away from Bud by going after Jermell, But all you did was put more heat on yourself. Because after this fight, if you are victorious, which I pick you to beat Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, if you beat Jermell Charlo, I think that you are concerned about the pressure that the fans are going to keep putting on you to fight Bud Crawford. And you know how embarrassing it would look for you to get beat again by a smaller, slick Black American fighter in that ring? Because the first time you got beat by Floyd, you was in there crying, bro, like a little hoe. You know, you were so confident that you was gonna win the fight. Matter of fact, you got the date tattooed of the date that you thought you was gonna beat Floyd Mayweather and become that guy. And you got humiliated, you know. And you probably are worried about that nightmare again of getting in there with Bud Crawford, a slick Black American fighter, once again, and getting your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Getting absolutely humiliated in there. And the way you've been looking lately, man, it might happen. It might happen. Crawford might go in there and style on your ass. And if he becomes 3-time undisputed versus you, hey man, you're gonna have to quit. Quit, get out of the way, because your chapter is over with, man. The book of Canelo is over. It's ended. Okay? You're not even number 1, number 2, or number 3 pound for pound at all. Bud is number 1, Canelo Alvarez. You're going to have to face that fact. Okay? And people need to stop pretending like this dude is not a hater. The dude is a hater and a ducker of Bud Crawford. Okay? Or ducker of Benavidez. And we know that when it pertains to a certain style, he tries to avoid it. Okay? And Mr. Is Me Again, Demetrius Andrade, going after David Benavidez, is going to be more pressure on you. So you're going to have pressure from the Demetrius Andrade fight. And David Benavidez, man, you better respond to this smoke. Because this monster title you've been having, you know, it's in question right now. Because Boo Boo's on your ass, you know. Pause. But yeah, you know what I mean? Demetrius Andrade is coming after you. And there's rumors that you ain't signed the contract yet. So the two guys that Canelo has been avoiding, they could potentially fight each other but before the end of the year. And Bud Crawford is further looking to solidify his legacy. And Canelo, guess what? You are in the hot seat. Once more. You know, I think you feel Jermell Charlo's easy work, but I think you are shitting on Bud Crawford's resume because you don't want that smoke. The same energy you had with Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, you fought with nobody. Now you want to do that with Bud Crawford. So basically, you're shitting on Kell Brook, Sean Porter, all the listed names that Bud Crawford has beat. You know, so I guess we all casual. We all, for us to consider Bud Crawford number 1, we all casual, huh, Canelo? He only beat one person. No, it don't work like that, Canelo. You can't just beat one person to be considered number 1 pound for pound. You know, this guy has no blemishes on his record. He's the most dominant fighter in the sport, and you're not, Canelo. Okay, you went life and death with Triple G in your last few fights, and you struggled with John Ryder, man, in your last fight. Like, come on, man, stop the hate, stop the cap. You were born a ducker, and you've had the privilege of having some great promo throughout your career. Brought up on Floyd Mayweather's undercards, and I just feel like you're the most overhyped guy, you know, over this last decade. Because when you got in there with elite fighters, you look like nothing. You know, and you could potentially look like nothing if you get in there with Bud Crawford. I just think it's a lame-ass excuse to say that somebody, you fought with nobody. You know, when you have all the advantages, you're the bigger guy, you have more experience, you got the quote unquote better resume, even though you fought a lot of these guys who are over the hill, way past their prime, even though they're good names. But you look at his resume, a lot of these guys was way past their prime. But you think you fought with somebody and Bud has fought with nobody. Okay. Well, just keep the same energy, man. After you beat Jamel, because I'm picking you, you better beat Jamel. I'll tell you that. You know, but after you beat Jamel, have the same energy with Bud. You picked up a little guy, Jamel Charlo, to come up to your weight class. Keep the same energy with Bud Crawford. You know, so that's my thoughts on Canelo. He's jealous. He's a jealous dude, and he's feeling the heat closing in on him of this fight with Bud Crawford because Bud Crawford is the hottest name in the sport right now, and I don't think he really wants them kind of problems. So all he's doing is down talking it. Every time it's an opponent and a style that he don't want to fuck with, the same shit. You fought with nobody. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.